What's up, LinkedIn and YouTube? Welcome to day 2 of GTIA's ChannelCon. We are live from the floor of ChannelCon, and I have Adam Bielansky here, and he is our first guest that we just randomly drug off of the street and wanted to have a conversation with him. Introduce yourself to our viewers today, Adam.
Awesome. My name is Adam Bielansky. I am co-founder of MSP Plus, Chief Community and Ecosystem Officer, and I am absolutely loving this show in Nashville. It's where I met my wife, Nicole Bielansky, and beautiful out. This place is huge. First time here at Gaylord.
My first time at this Gaylord as well. I have to say, I've been to many Gaylords in my time, but never this one. And I was like, yeah, I'll probably be big. And I walk in, I'm like, this is like 5 of those resorts in one. So if I were to turn the camera around, you can just kind of get a little panorama. That's all indoors, by the way, as the camera adjusts. It's pretty cool.
That's only 1/4 of it.
That's 1/4 of this.
There is a whole swim theme park. It's pretty cool.
So you met your wife in Nashville.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
That's fun. Robin's event back in 2017, 18.
Oh,
so
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So your wife's in the channel as well. I did not know this.
Yes. Yes, she is.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Okay. So new changes from CompTIA, GTIA. You've been around. You've been doing this a while. First impressions with this new chapter.
It's really impressive. Today marks actually day 200 of the name change and everything, and the endowment by investment in the split. It's actually very impressive to put on this big of an event, to get all the people on the same page and rowing in the right direction. This channel is extremely awesome, very powerful.
100%. What do you hope is different in the channel in 2 years than what it is right now? What do you hope changes or develops or grows?
I believe that one of the big opportunities here is operational maturity. Organizations like GTIA is really raising the bar when it comes to events, being agnostic, and really having a place to grow and learn if you're an MSP growing your business. But also, this is a lot of vendors here as well. How do you interact with the channel? How do you interact with MSPs and getting the most out of that? So I love this event because it showcases both sides of the equation.
100%. So what's next for you after ChannelCon?
ChannelCon, I'm actually going to IT Nation Evolve, which is in 2 weeks, in another Gaylord in Denver. And then the very following week, Gaylord in Denver again, is Exchange. So I'll be at both those events.
All right, so we're going to change topics a little bit because I want expert opinions on a few things. I want you to pretend that I am an IT service provider. Let's say I am at 2.5 million in annual recurring revenue. I have, let's say I have 1,000 endpoints under management spread across, let's say 35 SMB clients, and I am struggling to grow. My referrals seem to be drying up, and I don't know what the heck to do next. I'm not satisfied staying here, but I don't know how to get there. What would you tell them, Adam?
First and foremost, the most important thing to do as an organization to have a vision. So you're actually aligning your vision and rowing in the right direction. Most of the time we do see struggling organizations at that level because it's different to go from 1 million to 2 million, 2 million to 5 million, 5 million to 10 million, and then 10 million to 20 million. Once you hit that 20 million, you're pretty good. You're good to go. But we see a lot of the organizations in that 1 to 2 million really don't have that vision, don't have that structure, don't have a proper things documented as far as operations. But the culture is really key. To get past that point, to get past that, you have to have ambition and drive. Yes, you can want to do that, but you have to have the team and processes to actually do that.
Agreed. So yeah, how can you go somewhere if you don't have a pin drop on the map of where you're headed? So what you're saying, that vision and mission, that's like your guiding light to know where those efforts that should be applied. And now you have, something in the distance that you can measure against and be like, are we making progress towards or not? You talk about maturity things as well, like documentation and putting in the work. So let's say I'm that IT provider and I've written it down. I know where I want to be. I know where I want to go. What do I do next?
When you actually do that, it actually becomes very passionate. You can feel it in your heart, and the team members begin to feel it. That's when actually people love, and they'll work endless hours. They'll just go to drive to that mission. To get to that next point, you need to make sure you have the team players aligned with that as well on your team. So it's evaluating the team members that are there, not saying let them go, but more of like your next people you hire
That's right.
are in and bought into that. I think it's really important to also understand, you know, you're going to exit your business whether you want to or not.
Right.
And so I'd rather actually plan that out. So a lot of MSPs and ITSP providers today are like, well, I'm not going to exit this lifestyle business. That's great. But at some point, we're all going to die.
That's right.
So why not actually have that planned exit,
100%.
whether you actually want to do it strategically rather than circumstantial.
Right.
Right. And I think that, you know, so now you have your vision, your culture. What is that number going to be? What is that, you know, personal financial target that you're looking to actually achieve?
Yep.
To be able to say, have your exit, whether somebody's going to take it on and, you know, a future role or whatever. So
I love it. So you heard it here. Vision, mission, culture, and remember, you will die. You heard it from Adam here.
I mean, there's a couple things guaranteed in life. You're going to be born, you're going to be paying taxes, and you're going to die.
That's right.
That's literally the three things.
All right. So there's a lot of vendors here. You noted that earlier, and they're all, you know, dying for attention from the IT service provider. Some are great at it. Some have some areas to improve and grow. If I am an aspiring channel vendor, what's maybe one word of advice you would give when it comes to doing business with IT service providers that you wish more vendors knew?
Actually, you know what, Scopy, you do a really good job having a character, like having this persona, and you just remember those things.
I paid him handsomely to say such things. That's another pro tip. Money goes a long way. No, just kidding. Carry on.
You know, we were just talking earlier in the day about, like, you know what? I do remember you being a Waldo 3 years ago. And I think that the biggest thing that what vendors try to do is they jump into an event, they invest a lot of money in one event and one event only.
That's right.
I think what happens is you need to take a step back, invest in multiple events, and just so you're there, you're present, and you're constantly involved. Once you're actually constantly involved, then you start engaging with more and more people. You start building that trust. Hey, I'm just not a flash in the pan.
That's right.
I'm going to be here and I'm going to be gone the next day. Like, you have to actually, as a vendor, invest and start seeing and start getting the word of mouth and spread on how your software solution or your service actually improves the life of the end user.
That's right.
And the owner of those businesses.
I couldn't agree more. In my world, what I call that is the mental real estate of the partner, right? And what you said, to be present, is the most effective way of earning that mental real estate, to be seen, to be known, to be heard. And then you are earned the right to have the conversation with your ideal partner about the things you do for them, the things you do for their customers, etc. Addressing that status quo and taking them to that future state. I love that. Well, Adam, you've been a joy to have, as always.
It's been a pleasure. Definitely. It's been an awesome pleasure. You know what? What I really love is just one core value that's just released at this show, ChannelCon, was share the vibe.
Yes.
And I'm telling you right now, you're sharing the vibe. And
yeah.
I love it. I love it here. And that's why you just show up. You just get to see these things. You get to see the vibe and feel the vibe.
That's
and
right.
I appreciate joining you live, and it's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Well, appreciate you all being here with us. Adam Bilansky, we'll catch you next time.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Take your microphone, because I think I'm going to grab Threat Captain here next. Hey, you want to join me live?
Yeah, I would love to.
Come on in, baby. Come on. I'll hold your beer. It's a dark beer. A very caffeinated beer. All right, you gotta. Yeah.
Hey, my name's Adam. I'm the better Adam. I'm
better
a different Adam. Oh, hey,
So
buddy.
we got a theme of
not
Adams
dressed
today.
As nice as I am, though.
Wait, I got a blazer.
Way to knock the Threat Captain shirt.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah, right. I'm here to defend you, man.
You know what? I should put my hat on. You got a hat.
You should put your hat on. People are going to be really confused because your hat is straight up a captain's hat, and I'm going for lighthouse keeper, but I've been getting captain a lot this week. If you're watching this live or you're watching the recording back later, don't be shy.
Listen, I just got pointed at like I'm not taking this thing seriously, and I apologize. I disrespected you. I didn't show up my A game. Wasn't in uniform. I'm better than that, and you deserve better. So, cheers to you.
We'll manage, my guy.
Word.
All right, Adam Anderson, founder of Threat Captain and a dear friend, and also local entrepreneur, local to each other.
Word.
So,
Yep.
yay Greenville, yay upstate South Carolina.
Yeah, that Greenville. Hashtag blessed.
And unless you're from around there, that means nothing to you. But way to represent.
Yeah, right.
So, what do you think of this week? How's it going?
Oh, it's gone really good. You know, the interesting thing is when you come to a conference, you have to decide what do you want to get out of it.
That's right.
And a lot of people track the KPIs of how many badges did I scam, what kind of leads did I get, am I going to pay for the conference based off of my sales, right?
Yeah.
And sure, that's one way to go about it. But where we are right now is it's all about who are we connecting with on the vendor side. So we are exploring integrations, we're exploring different strategies. So I actually use ChannelCon more for a strategic pause where I'm able to like think bigger with cool people. Rather than, oh, I got to push product, I got to sell.
That's right.
So from my point of view, it's been fantastic so far.
Did I hear you right? You said a strategic pause.
Yes. So what happens in business, especially from a startup side, is you are just tactically executing nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
And I come out here and I pause all that tactical execution. I give myself permission to think strategically for a few days.
I love it. So I was on the All Things MSP podcast with Eric Anthony. They just recorded me this morning.
Oh, cool.
And I was asked about what I think is some of the value of ChannelCon and whatnot. I said something similar to you just now. And if you follow All Things MSP podcast, that'll come out in a couple of weeks, so you can listen to that there. But I said a lot of times us founders, business leaders in the channel can get a little bit of tunnel vision, and we're so focused on that next thing that's right in front of us. Something like this is a great opportunity. Pause is a great word to lift your head up from that tunnel and look around. And what happens is you turn your head over your left shoulder and you're like, oh hey, I didn't see that. We've been in the same tunnel this whole time.
Hey.
We've been going the same direction. I didn't see you there. So it's a great opportunity to pause, lift your head up, see what's around you, see who's around you. And so many meaningful connections happen here. So
That's right. I call it, those are my hey girl, hey moments.
Oh, hey girl, hey. Hey.
You want to strategically integrate some platforms?
Right.
Nice.
So you got a talk coming up here pretty soon,
Yeah,
right?
about an hour. We will be talking about sales and cybersecurity and how to rethink your risk assessments.
All topics that are incredibly boring to me. That's a joke if you know me at all.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, you know, one of the problems that MSPs are facing is that what used to work doesn't work for cybersecurity. So
Right.
what used to work is a referral, you can do some work, you can push some product. With cybersecurity, there's more cost justification required.
Right.
And so what we're going to be talking about is how do you justify the business case
Right.
for cybersecurity and lead with that kind of risk assessment before you talk bits and bytes and beeps and bops.
Love it. Love it. All right. So this is really interesting because I asked the lesser Adam, who was on before you, I asked him this question, and it's kind of complimentary to what you were saying. So I'm going to ask you too.
Yeah.
I said, let's pretend I'm an MSP business owner and I'm at 2.5 million in annual revenue. I have 1,000 endpoints under management,
Nice.
spread across 35 SMB clients, more or less evenly spread. And I've been in the business a couple of years, and I've hit a plateau, and the referrals seem to be drying up. And I've tried a few things, and driving new business just seems to be like beating my head in with a brick.
Yep.
What would you tell that MSP? What advice would you give that IT service provider?
Give up? No, I'm joking.
Chuck in the towel.
That's
it
it.
does not get better.
That's right.
There is
I'm
no
sorry.
hope for you.
That's right. So I like that question, and the reason I paused is that there's so many answers.
Yeah.
Right? You can buy other people's clients. You can go prospecting. You can become a thought leader. You can do a lot of things. But I would probably suggest something super boring and straightforward. Normal prospecting, where you are reaching out to people.
Yep.
Hire somebody who will do some calls for you, and lead with a thing that other MSPs aren't doing. So here's the reason why most MSPs struggle to grow. I call you,
Yep.
and you're my customer. I was like, Jonathan, man, dude, I would love to sell you cybersecurity services. And you say, I already have a technology provider.
Right.
So the way you get net new clients is you have to offer something that you need that the other people don't do. And
Right.
so that's why I like a sales-led effort that's focused on understanding the business risk
Yep.
and making sure companies are protected after a breach,
That's right.
are prepared for after a breach, might be a better way of putting it. And so, yeah, you're going to get, and you should charge for that.
Yeah.
So by charging NRR for assessments that the other people aren't doing, you can climb revenue and win clients.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. So, offer something the other people are not. And you made a comment, you know, it's like if we reach out, there's a high probability that they already have an MSP. We do a lot of cold outreach. We got the other Adam. I lovingly referred to you as the lesser Adam earlier. Adam number one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who does number 2 work for? I guess number 1. He's not wrong, ladies and gentlemen.
He's not wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So, the most common objection in cold outreach for MSPs that we run into is we're all good. We're all set.
I got a guy.
We already have a guy. We got an IT provider, or we have on-site IT.
Yep.
And sometimes the incumbent is nothing more than a status quo of apathy, and we're just okay with the dysfunction we have.
That's right.
And so if you come out swinging saying you need us for IT, just know 9 times out of 10, you're fighting up an uphill battle against an incumbent. So what Adam's saying, having a unique value that speaks to the status quo that the customer lives in every day makes you different, and it gives you a seat at a different table.
Yeah.
A lot of you spend a lot of time selling to the wrong person. And what Adam and the Threat Captain crew are striving to do is empowering IT providers and MSPs to be sitting at the right table and know how to have the right conversation with those people in the business.
Yep.
And just for an example, right, I know a lot of you end up getting introduced to your customer through like the IT manager, IT director, the office administrator, and maybe you get looped into the president or founder or CEO after a contract has been signed, or maybe at some point during the cycle. The guy that cut the check, though, is not necessarily the one that owns that you have the relationship with.
Yep.
And that we call that the tail wagging the dog. You need to be the one who's in control of the sales process, but you can't do that when you never get the seat at the table with the buyer. How far off am I?
No, that's great. Why don't I share a couple tips on how you get on that table?
Please.
All right. Now, the trick is, so I'll tell you why the IT director that you talk to usually shuts you down quickly. And it's because that person, with the heat of 1,000 suns, does not want to go ask for more money from their management. They are intimidated. They feel under-equipped. They don't like it. So because they have this shame reaction about asking for more money, they're probably not going to do that, right? Yeah. So what you have to do is find ways to make it okay for that IT director to go talk to the CFO or talk to the COO. And you can do that by asking leading questions such as, hey, now, I can give you all the threat intelligence. I can do all the things possible. But what I really need to do is understand what your company's risk appetite is. What's your threshold for risk? Because I know the VP of sales is probably really not risk averse at all, but your general counsel probably is. Is there a way I can get maybe about 10, 15 minutes with your C-suite and I run you through an exercise where we just talk about what risk looks like to everybody?
That's right.
The reason why doing that's important is that you can even give that away for free. Hey, I do a 30-minute workshop where we help identify what your risk threshold is for your company.
That's right.
Why that's important is it gets you in front of decision makers and budget holders with the IT director as an ally, not coming into a way and it's like, you got to ask for money now, buddy. We got to go.
Right.
So things like that, asking these tips and trips is all about, hey, what are safe questions that you can ask that the IT director cannot answer?
That's right.
And it's okay that they don't have that answer.
Right. Because you're going to empower them.
That's it.
100%.
You're going to make them look like a hero.
Yeah, it's not just sales enablement; it's sales empowerment.
Yeah.
You can have that one for free, Adam. Put it on a T-shirt.
It's already a tramp stamp. I just don't know whose. I'm sure
Fantastic.
somewhere here there is a QR code that links to that.
To your complimentary malware and your free trial of
That's right.
Threat
I always wonder why we don't have more QR codes for tattoos, because that would be like I could just change the link to whatever. Anyway, I digress.
Fantastic. Last question for you. So, Adam the Lesser, who was here just before you, much love, Belansky.
Lord Farquhar, the Lesser. Yeah, yes.
A question I asked him, because he had noted there's a lot of vendors here at ChannelCon this week.
Yep.
And you've been in the space a while. You've seen some things.
Yep.
A lot of these folks are clamoring for the same conversation with the same ideal partner. And some of them are having those conversations. Others are not.
Yeah.
If I'm an aspiring channel vendor, what word of advice would you have for how to do business effectively with IT service providers?
Know who your customer is. And what I mean by that is if you are a vendor and you are selling to MSPs, not every MSP is a customer. And what you're going to do is you're going to get super worried because you're like, I got to close everybody. I got to be in a hurry. Ask more questions. For me, I know the perfect company for threat captain to work with is a MSP that has a sales force.
That's right.
It's a MSP that has an owner-led sales that is looking to get out of sales and train a team. I also know that a good fit for me, they have to be, on their way up or in a growth mindset.
That's right.
So I don't try to close everybody. What I do is authentically show up, ask questions, and say, maybe we're not a fit. It's okay. By giving the managed service provider upfront contract saying, it's okay to tell me no.
That's right.
Why don't we just take 10 minutes and find out if we should work together?
That's right.
It's great. By the way, tell them your price. Talk it through. Let them get all the cards on the table. The thing you don't want to do is waste days and weeks in negotiating and going after a client that just isn't a fit.
100%.
You'll find out in 10 minutes or less if you ask the hard questions.
I agree with that so very, very much. A trap that I believe a lot of startup entrepreneurs fall into, and I think it's not just startup. I think it's just salespeople in general. It's the same thing we were telling MSPs a moment ago. You're at the wrong table with the wrong people.
That's right.
Right. And sometimes in sales, it feels like a glass of water in the desert because sometimes a poor fit prospect will give you the time of day. And when you're in the desert, desperate for that next sales opportunity, it feels like you're doing sales because I'm having a conversation with somebody. They're asking me questions. But when you really understand who your customer is, that individual isn't buying from you. So it's, learn this early and often that not everyone is your buyer, not everyone is your customer. And once you can know that and believe it, then you can identify quickly, like, hey, this is an incredible human being.
Yeah.
I'm going to cheer you on, but I'm also going to move on to the next.
So here's why people don't do that. It is, I don't have enough leads. I'm not having as many conversations as I need to. If you know that only 20% of the people you talk to are a match, then you're going to break yourself if you're not talking to enough people.
That's right.
Right. And so if you only talk to 10 people a day while you're at a conference, please, sir, no, don't go. No one's stopping by my booth. Come back. Right.
Yeah,
and you'll just do the behavior because you're desperate for it to happen.
That's right.
To be able to tell a client, no, you're not a fit, it gets so much easier to do that if you have enough leads coming in where you have a call right after that call, right after that call. So I also like to say that from a psychological health point of view, getting your leads lined up so you have enough lead flow where you can actually do effective sales.
That's right.
Because otherwise you're in a scarcity mindset and you become desperate. And
That's right.
the worst
glass
thing,
of water in the desert.
glass of water in the desert.
Even though it's like salt water.
Well, and that's the problem because you'll eventually get customers that aren't great fits for you. And then they end up having the normal reaction of being upset because they should never have been doing business with you in the first place.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Well, these are incredible words of wisdom from
they
the
are.
one and only Adam Anderson, Adam the Greater.
Yeah.
Much love, Belansky. Thank you for hanging out with us, and I will do my best to be in your presentation later this afternoon.
We do take mocking and we do take heckles very well. I do crowd work.
I see a Keith Nelson over there, and I would love to drag him into this live stream.
Keith, you want to get on a live stream?
We're live to LinkedIn right now. Do you want to join us, Keith?
Yeah, I'm going to slide out rotate.
Yeah, Adam's dipping out.
Here, buddy.
All right, thanks for being here, Adam.
Yep.
Keith,
Hey,
have a seat. Say hi to LinkedIn.
Hi, how you doing?
And we got Adam who's kind of like hovering behind us now.
Hey, what are you guys doing? You guys talking to people?
So how have you been, man?
Great. How you doing?
Oh, we're still kicking, brother. We're still kicking. So you have a birthday tomorrow.
Yep.
I don't know if I was supposed to tell all of social media that, but you've been doing ChannelCon for a hot minute now, yes?
Off and on. I'm at 186. So I'm the oldest living MSP.
The oldest living MSP. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And so 187 tomorrow.
Exactly.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And this guy's actually hanging out with us on a party bus tomorrow night. And if I had known beforehand, we would have found a way to have a cake there.
I heard that Adam's jumping out of a cake.
Adam's actually, so Adam the Greater, who you just met and was talking to, is going to jump out of a cake for Keith here. It's going to be great times. So I'd be curious to get your take on some of the changes that you maybe see coming down the pipeline with this transition with CompTIA being sold off, and now we've got this GTIA thing and ChannelCon. Give us the raw, unfiltered Keith perspective on things.
All right, if I could be blunt.
Please be.
You know, I really we talk a lot about community, and
That's
I don't know exactly what people mean by that. So that's kind of a vague word. Do we mean our community closed or our business community that we work in? One of the parts, years ago, and I posted a blog about this before we left, when I was in college 100 years ago, one of my professors said, before you take a class or before you go to a lecture, learn about the person presenting and find out if they are the destiny on the path you're seeking. So I look at this a lot of times and I go, here's a speaker who's going to talk to me about how to improve my MSP.
Sure.
And I go, but he's like a $1.5 million MSP.
Right.
So what's he going to tell me? So I kind of balance that. And I'm also looking, there's a huge conflict in the channel if you think about it. Vendors want to sell licenses.
Sure.
We should be selling value and business outcomes.
Agreed.
So they don't align.
That's right.
And so, you know, we really need to be having a conversation to teach MSPs how to really become business people and how to really understand business so they could sell into business. Now, Adam just walked by and he had a webinar the other day on.
We can't get rid of this Belansky guy.
Yeah.
He keeps hanging out around us. And now we got Keith here who's referencing a talk that Adam recently had.
So Adam was on there with my son, Sean, and talking about Pitch It.
That's right.
And one of the guys had said something about he's going to use AI to replace first level help desk.
Sure.
And I said, please, because I'll steal all your business.
Yeah.
Because we think we're selling technology.
Right.
And we're really selling business outcomes and experience. And come back to me in 5 years, tell me if I'm right or wrong. I go, AI will not replace the human touch. And people will pay more for the experience.
I don't disagree with you.
You know, people ask me, someone just asked me just a while ago, how come you spend so much on cars? I go, he goes, do you really drive a Porsche that hard? I go, no. I go, my Porsche, the new one will do 0-60 in 3.2 or something stupid. I go, but guess what? I'll always do it in 6.0 because that's how I drive.
Yeah.
I said, I actually do it because of the experience.
Right.
When I order a new car, they bring it to my house. They send everything to CPA and do all the financing.
Sure.
When it needs service, they give me a loaner car. I go, it's a whole experience package.
That's right.
I go, I'm not buying a car. I'm buying the fact that they make me feel good.
You feel good?
Yeah. And I think that that's what we miss in selling in this business. We have to focus not on licenses, on stack. Who cares, right?
Yeah.
No one knows. You go to a customer, you say, my stack's better than his.
They don't care. They don't
They
know.
don't care. And you're going like,
What does that even mean?
You're basically telling him to find someone else with a stack with a better price and replace you.
That's right.
So you're training your customer to buy on commodity because and then you complain, you go, someone undercut me. You go, you did it. It's the same thing I hear. This is why I'm old, so you can't blame me because I'm senile, but other MSPs disagree with me. I hear people say stuff like, I'm going to fire a customer. And my first response is, Why did you hire such a bad customer?
Yeah.
You begged him to be your customer. Where did you go wrong? Well, they don't listen to me. I go, what have you done to lose their trust?
That's right.
Because they must have trusted you when they signed the contract.
Right. They trusted something.
So quit blaming the customer and start taking accountability for what happened.
Wow.
Or I hear one guy talk about, I'm going to make all kinds of rules because I own the network. IT owns the network. I go, newsflash, sales own the network.
Oh,
Everyone works for income. And
That's
until
right.
you make yourself income producing,
That's
you're a
right.
liability.
100%. Okay, so I love these spicy hot takes that we're getting from Keith right now because they're just so ripe with gold. It's funny that you went down this path, and I didn't even prompt you to do it. Before you hopped on, we had Adam the Greater, and then lovingly Adam the Lesser before that. Yes, he's still here.
I think he stalks me. Every
I
time
think he might be. He might be.
Insider secret. He knows I have good cigars in my backpack. And that's why
He's the hookup for the good cigars.
He can smell them. I don't know what it is about Adam.
He's like following like the scent, like a cartoon character.
But
like,
they're not even lit. That's amazing.
It's a special ability.
Yeah, that's his one skill.
So I asked this question of both Adams. I'm going to ask you too. What would you tell an MSP business owner who's been in business, let's say 5 years? He's reached 2.5 million in revenue. He's got 1,000 endpoints under management spread across, let's say 35 SMB clients, more or less evenly. And he's starting to realize that the referrals are drying up, and he's tried a few things for sales, for marketing, for growing the business, and he just seems to be stuck at this plateau. What would you tell this guy? He's struggling and he doesn't know what to do next.
Well, a couple of things. I like to gauge an MSP on a different standard. I go, you should have at least $1.5 million in revenue per employee.
Okay.
So make sure you're profitable because you have to get paid to do job correctly. Second, I'd say you need to look back at your clients and ask, how could referrals dry up? Don't you have any reference? Don't you have anything you could bring up to potential clients that says, look what I did here, and don't you want to be like that? As an example, in my company, everyone's different. I go up and say, have you seen the automation port of LA? We do that.
Yeah.
And so when they say, can you be secure? I go, we're chosen by aerospace companies to secure theirs.
Right.
Not that it's directly relative,
Right.
but it kind of gives them a point. The next thing I tell people, I said, we kind of do it wrong. We kind of got every sales drip I've heard. It's like you start doing ads and you drip, and then you go into the front door.
Yeah.
So you go into a business and they talk about gatekeepers. And I go, why are you knocking on the receptionist door?
Right.
If you're doing 2.5 million after 5 years, why aren't you getting referrals from the CEOs
Right.
that are in the country club you belong to?
Yeah.
And I said, if you want the tough the big referrals, you have to invest into being the same place they are.
That's right.
So my suggestion is join your local country club, get on a charity board.
Yeah.
Because then you meet people, that now it's going to cost you a little money.
That's right.
You're gonna be paying to be
And a
on a
little
charity
time.
board, 15 to 20,000 a year, but
Yeah.
you're gonna be rubbing elbows with CEOs.
Right.
And you think about that, if you're getting introduced to a company and the CEO walks around and says, "This is my friend and he's good at IT and I'm thinking about bringing him on,"
That's right.
that's a lot better than a receptionist said, "This guy's been bugging the crap out of me for the last 6 months, so I'm gonna introduce him around."
I love it.
Yeah.
Adam's watching us. He's not only stalking us in person, now he's chatting. He's chatting.
I've actually
He stole the ChannelCon cam. And
anyone that knows me is I'm totally against chatting during webinars. I just think it's rude and you shouldn't do it.
Oh wow, that's so funny. So you said something just now that it's really ironic because we were talking with Adam Anderson just a moment ago. We were making the observation that in a lot of cases, IT service providers are selling to the wrong buyer. Like they're talking to the IT manager or the office administrator or somebody who is never cutting them a check. And what I'm hearing you say is figure out who your buyer is and be around them. If that means, getting a membership at the country club, getting involved in a charity they're passionate about, and figuring out where your customer is. It's funny because I have a motto that I tell my people. I say, where your customer is, there thou shalt also be, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? Do you think that's true that a lot of IT providers who are struggling are spending too much time selling the wrong thing to the wrong person?
So if I could, so I'm gonna segue off to something else. I'm doing a study with the USC School of Medicine, Keck, on stress in the IT industry,
Mhm.
and I've come to the fact that 99% of our stress is because somewhere along the line we thought we were saving the world and we're superheroes,
Yeah.
and we're not. We're just helping business. The hero is your business. Make that the center of attention.
Oh,
The
my
hero is your
goodness.
client. So you need to align with things that mostly IT thought of as an operational expense. Quit being an operational expense and be a business outcome enabler.
That's right.
So we've gone to customers and like, let's say in the hospitality, we have a couple of hospitality customers.
Yeah.
People do these QBRs. And they talk about how many tickets they closed and how many backups were successful. I'm going like, no one cares.
That's right.
Except you.
That's
Our
right.
QBR to them is how is our automation helping to turn around at the front desk?
That's right.
Now, for those of you that travel, you go, there's a thing in hotel business they call butts and rooms. That's what they want to get.
All right.
You're traveling, your flight's delayed. You walk up, you want your room turned around like that. You don't, all I want is a short line, a key, and get up to my room.
That's right.
IT accomplishes that.
Yeah.
So when you report back to the hotel administration, I'm keeping your cycle under 5 minutes.
Yep.
He doesn't care that it took you 8,000 tickets to do that.
That's right.
He just cares you've met his business outcome.
That's right.
When you get on the comment card and people say, "You have great IT here. The Wi-Fi works all over," they
Mhm.
go, "That's a business enabler." Because then you
right.
go back, they go, "Those conferences will come back because
Mhm.
we can support them." When you get food and beverage integrating into them from micros to opera to folios to Fidelio, and you're going like, he can do true meal costing because of the integrations you wrote.
That's right.
You're a business enabler. My pro tip to everyone is never sell those solutions, lease them, wrapped in your services.
Yep.
As an example, people ask me like the Port of LA because that's what we're best known for. I go, we own the software.
That's right.
It's on a lease wrapped in services. If they want to stop our services, they got to shut off dispatch.
That's right.
So find the pain point. And this isn't like rocket science. I'm not a smart guy. Do some data integrations,
Yep.
and develop some solutions, and really sit down with the guy with the checkbook.
Yeah.
You know, when my daughter was buying a car, he started selling her the car, and I finally raised my hand and said, "I'm writing the check. So you may have to please her, but you're getting the check from me. Remember that.
No,
and remember that when you're selling.
That's right.
Make sure you're giving something to the guy that's going to keep the checkbook rolling."
100% agree with that. Keith, it has been an absolute pleasure having you here. Looking forward to celebrating your 187th birthday tomorrow on the party bus. Any final words for our community and viewers?
Just don't let Adam Belinsky follow you around.
One more candid shot of the Belansky. All right, there we go.
All right, thanks. Man.
Thanks for being here, brother. We'll talk soon. Be
All right,
well.
thanks.
All right, that about wraps it up for us today. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll probably be live again for a little bit tomorrow, so we'll catch you next time. Be well.